Alright, so you don't know how to use AutoRoutes. I'm going to teach you how to configure it, what the arguments do, and what the different type of rings do. Okay, now that you're in a dungeon, all you need to do is know the basic commands. To open the GUI, you do grave open GUI if you haven't set up a keybind or anything for the GUI. For me, I set the prefix to period because I'm used to Ringo. You can change that in render, click GUI, general, and by default it's set to grave. So if I do grave open GUI, that's what you do, but I set it to period. For the AutoRoutes, there are multiple different rings and arguments. I'll go over the rings now. If you do set dot, well, just your prefix and then AR, that's AutoRoute, add, AOTV, bat, boom, break, EW for Etherwarp, and use. If you do, let's start off with Etherwarp because that's where all the arguments will be used the most. I always have center only on, because if you don't have it on, you can put a ring anywhere, and then as long, like the second you walk into it, it activates. But it's just not very precise, and it's not, I don't know, it's not good in my opinion. But if you like it, you can use it then, doesn't matter. But I use center only. For Etherwarp, the first argument is a false or true argument. This is for start node. If you do true, it's going to be green. It doesn't matter, every single node you have can be a start node if you want. All it does, it just changes the color. For the next argument, it's a await secret argument. If you do EW and then a number, this is how many secrets it waits for you to get until it goes to the next. So right now I can go into it. It won't go until I get a secret. Let's see if this activates it. I'm not actually sure if it does. Oh, it does. That's cool. But that's a demonstration of how that works. If you do EW a number, I'm going to put 0 so it doesn't await a secret, and then false or true, this is for await click. It will wait until I click, like that. It's very simple, it's just await click. If you have this set to false or true, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep it to true, and then true again. It's an Etherwarp node. It awaits 0 secrets. It awaits for me to click, and it's also a start node, which is why it's green. So I go onto here, I click, and it's just a wait, click, start node. If I do true, true, and then true again, this third true or false statement is await ray trace. Okay, so for the await ray trace, here's an example of the await ray trace. There's a pusher in my way. There's only a small amount of time where this is visible. Well, there's an amount of time where it isn't visible. That would be better. I'll add a await ray trace where it's Etherwarp. It waits for 0 secrets. It's not a wait click. It's a start node, and it's a wait ray trace. So I wait for the path to be clear, and then I do that. But if I'm on there, so now it will wait until the path is clear, and then it will Etherwarp onto it. This is very useful for rooms. Well, this room it's actually useful for. This room, bridges, rooms like that where it has pushers or a wall that falls down, like in pressure plates and stuff like that. Now onto the next strings. For the breaker ring, we'll just go straight onto it. Let's say I want to go back that way, but this log is in the way. I'll do add and then break, and I'll make sure you have it set in AutoRoutes. I have mine to right click to break that, right click to break that, and there. And now whenever those come back, the node will break them. And then I can set this to Etherwarp after this node has completed running. So like that, and then it will go down here. So I'll wait for those to come back and then show you. Okay, now that those are back, I'll show you. So I'll Etherwarp onto here, it'll break these, and then it'll Etherwarp down there. Just like that. If you want it to be even faster than that, go into here, open GUI, 0 tick break, and now let's wait again. Okay, that was quick. I'll go onto here, it will instantly break these, then go down there. Just like that. For the AOTV node, all you need to do is just a regular teleport instead of Etherwarp. AOTV, you can use all of the args from the Etherwarp node. Those arguments I showed, they're not specific to the Etherwarp node. You can use them on every single node. But AOTV, it's just a regular AOTV. For the boom node, you can do, so for the boom node, make sure you're in range of it. You can hit it, you see the little box around it. Add boom, and now whenever you go in here, it'll use super boom there, or infinity boom, or whatever you have. And for the use node, let's say I have a ender pearl. I want to use the ender pearl. I do use, while holding the ender pearl, it uses the ender pearl, and now every time I go onto here, it will switch to my ender pearl and use it. But yeah, the only other node is the bat node, and what it does, it just waits for a bat to be around you, and then it uses a hype or a spirit scepter. I don't know if it automatically detects, because I only use hype. But yeah, those are all the nodes for AutoRoutes and all the arguments explained. I hope this helps you making configs, and have fun using RSA.